Touchdown Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show.
WJBE 1040 AM, 99.7 FM. Translator W259AB. Powell, Knoxville.
T to the B, welcome you to another edition. My name's Tony Basilio. It's football time in Tennessee. Are you fired up, focused, and prepared today? That's what I want to know. Is Bino Jeff Henderson fired up, focused, and prepared? Is Brian Boy Hartman fired up, focused, and prepared? Because I am pumped. And Lars on the wheels of steel today, one more time, as we continue to work through. I'm trying to get my back well, and but who cares about me? What we're wondering about today, and soon the entire world will be watching. Will he or won't he? Will he or won't he? Tonight, the Vols report for a mandatory meeting. I just got off the phone with somebody. Here's the sense inside Tennessee's program. What's the latest? Latest on, ha ha ha. Then we're laughing. Tony, the latest says, we'll see what happens. If Boo Carter comes back to Tennessee, and if he reports that meeting tonight, he's going to be in a different reality. I can tell you that. Bino Jeff Henderson, I'm hearing they're going to make this kid earn his way back onto that team if that's what he wants to do. In other words, he's going to lose some privileges here on the front end. Bino Jeff, will you drink to that as a non-drinker?
Yeah, Tony, I think that's what you have to do. From everything that you've said, there's some hesitation at the very least to bring him back in the minds of a couple of coaches and some key players. So if you're going to go against their wishes and reinstate him, then they certainly have to see him show some contrition and pay some penalty.
I was talking with a source, Brian, a few minutes ago that told me, he said, Tony, this is, if you stop and think about it, it's really kind of a perfect way for us to ring in the 2025 season with this distraction hanging over our heads. And that's a pretty accurate statement. Because it has been a season, an off season. Hey, Brian, this has been one of the weirdest off seasons ever around here. I mean, think about it. You had the quarterback walk out the room, right? And then Tennessee grew their season ticket waiting list by 10,000 with Nico leaving. I mean, I'm just connecting the dots here. And then you have, which I don't believe, by the way, and neither should you if you have a brain. And then you've got this Boo Carter thing just hanging over our heads after we've already gone through this Nico deal. And Adam Sparks, middle of last week, people didn't think it was real. He wrote that article and he said, hey, this thing could be like a Nico deal, except it's not about money. This Boo thing is just about whatever. But, Bri, it's almost a perfect way to ring in 2025 that we've got the Boo Watch going on here in Knoxville.
And while their teammates wait, they've also used that to sort of galvanize themselves and to sort of take ownership of the team in both cases with Nico. And then now with Boo Carter, they're saying this kid is really he's not with us. He's not doing the same things we are. What are you going to do about it? So those are two good things to come out of this thing, both situations.
See, I think that's right. I think that, look, I think Nico's a mid quarterback, and I think he was going to be mid this year if he'd have come back. I don't know that he fits their offense. He might have a better year at UCLA than he was going to have here. It wouldn't surprise me because UCLA's system, in talking to some people, I wrote this last week in the blog, I believe this. We haven't had a chance to talk about it. But even though he doesn't have a very good team around him, he's going to fit what they want to do offensively a lot more than he's going to fit what Josh Heupel wants to do offensively. That's the weirdest thing about the whole Nico deal. That said, here's the and I wrote this today, and I mean this. I've always sided on that Boo Carter's inevitably going to be back if he wants to be here, because head coaches don't throw playmakers away. Now, there are a couple of position coaches that have expressed to Josh Heupel, hey, you don't need to bring this guy back. He basically hasn't been around for several weeks. I mean, this is kind of making a mockery of this deal. And I do believe he got roughed up by a couple of teammates. I think somewhere along the line that happened as well. So those guys have gone to that head coach and said, we don't need this. Bino, every head coach in America is going to side on taking a guy that's got superstar talent and trying to make it work. Let's keep the wheels on this guy. Every single head coach, Bino, in these major revenue sports is going to side on the side of let's keep the wheels on this guy as long as we can. Yes or no, Beanstar?
Yes, Tony, especially if it's more of a team issue and not a behavioral or law issue. Again, we don't have a whole lot of proven playmakers, so there's not like there's just someone to plug in right behind him. If you had a ton of playmakers at his position, you might be a little bit less apt to take him back. But yes, for the most part, you're right. They don't throw good players away without a fight.
And so I've always sided. People say, well, why'd you talk about it? Well, I talk about it because it's a story. Bino, you blame me for talking about it before anybody else as we were talking about it, that, hey, this is a real thing?
No, absolutely not. It was obviously a story. It was proven to be a story.
Okay. People are like, well, I had some people call last week, so, well, why don't you just let it be internal? I'm like, well, what do you mean internal? You got a star player that hadn't been with a team, and I didn't realize it was for several weeks, and I didn't realize he got roughed up by a couple of teammates. I just knew that he was away from them and that they couldn't find him last week. The more I found out about it, the more I was like, wow, this thing is a lot more profuse and a lot more interesting than I thought it was. But here's what I'm going to ask you. On a scale of 1 to 10, that team reports tonight, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your excitement level now that we're here? What is your excitement level? Scale of 1 to 10. Has the stuff, because Brian brought up a really great point, and you're going to hear this tomorrow at their media deal. The stuff with Nico has galvanized them. And it would not surprise me to see the Kitzelman say something like that. He kind of soft-sold it, but he's going to talk to his own media here. It would not surprise me if a guy like Kitzelman, who was sick of Nico, those guys were sick of that. I don't blame those guys. Here's the thing you have in this NIL era, to the living listener. You've got to give the money to the right people, or in Nick Saban's words, you're SOL. When you give I want you to think about this. You making a living today, okay? When you give $2 million, okay, to a guy like Nico and his family who want $2 million and one, okay, or 1.5 million, whatever it is, and they want 1.5 plus one, like in other words, it was never going to be enough for them. What do you think that does? And the guy's a mid player, okay? What do you think that does to the rest of that locker room? Bino, what do you think that does to the rest of that locker room? When those guys are watching him, it's not like he's some lights-out player. It's not like it's Jalen Hurts, age of 18 at Alabama, coming up from Houston and can ball out right away and lead his team, make everybody better. I mean, what? Now, I want you to think about that. That, I think, is what Nick Saban was talking about when he said, you give that money to the wrong guy in this deal and you're SOL. You got to choose the right guys to give the big money to in these sports now. Tennessee baseball, I'm not going to say any names, okay? Those of you that know. But in the initial front end of this deal, Tony Vitello learned that. You better give that money to somebody that's a character, team-oriented, we're all in the same boat person. Don't give it to the wrong person. Beanstar, what do you think of that? Yes or no?
Yeah, and I think, Tony, that's led to a lot more coaches relying on the portal more heavily than I thought that they would,
Yes.
because it's much easier to identify that type of player out of the portal than it is out of the high school ranks.
Bino has this Nico thing, okay, and then coupled with this boo, whatever this thing is, boo-hoo, flirtation deal. Has this Nico deal, Beanstar, galvanized you, made you less interested or more interested now that the season's upon us?
I think this is going to be a really intriguing team to watch, Tony. I would say that my excitement level is not lower than it would have been had Nico been here, because I like you wasn't sold on Nico. I'm not sure he sees the field well enough. I think he would have made strides, but I don't know if he would have made giant strides. I'm excited to see what Josh Heupel and his staff are able to do with what's projected to be a talented but very, very young football team, as was spelled out by Adam Sparks in the News Sentinel today. And if anyone hasn't seen that, check it out. As usual, it's a fantastic piece.
Yeah, Adam.
This is a guy that's pretty much, except for 1 year, in my opinion, overproduced here. It'll be interesting to see if he can overproduce with this young roster.
I find this season, this is the way I'm going to ask the question. What's your excitement level? You know, I went for my back today. I went and saw somebody in the physical therapy realm, and they ask you, what's your pain level? And I went in there and saw him Friday, and I said, look, man, I can't walk. It feels like somebody stabbed me in my leg. I'm hobbling around. I'm bent over. I said, I'm 13 out of 10. I'm keeping it 100 with you. He said, what are you today? I said, well, after doing the exercises and trying to open this thing up and trying to avoid, getting cut on and this, that, and the other, I'm like a 9, 8 or 9. Hey, I'm better. 8 or 9. I can almost manage. Well, what's your excitement level out of 10 for the upcoming year? Now, obviously, and this is the tricky thing about being a sports fan. If Nico would have been what he looked like he was earlier in the season last year, and Bri, I ask you this. I remember saying after one of those games, and hey, I own when I'm wrong. I'm not one of these people that does what I do, that tries to pretend like I'm better than you are. We're all sports fans. And my gift is to do this, and my gifting really is people. Okay? So, but, and I know enough about sports to be dangerous, and I've got a pretty good instinct for things. Those that listen understand that. But I'm no prophet. And I don't know nature's ways. That's Carly Simon, Anticipation. Listen, I'll tell you this. I said after seeing him on the field last year, or after that bowl game, I said everybody in college football wants one of those guys, and we have one. After the first game last year, everybody in college football, we have one of those guys that everybody in college football wants. Now, if he would have gone on and had that type of second season, we would be right now, because we would have cleaned up in the portal. Bino, play along here, because we've never had this conversation. If he would have been what he was supposed to be, we would have a team right now that would be a national championship contender in his third year. Yes or no? Because they would have augmented their roster. They would have plugged in their holes, and they would have been going. They would have had people gravitating to come play with the guy.
And they'd have paid him too.
And they would have paid him. Yeah, because they didn't have restrictions. This offseason, this next class here, you've got restrictions, and it's kind of nebulous, and they've got what they call a soft cap now, which really means there aren't restrictions, because I don't think at the end of the day these NILs are going to pay attention to. The James Clausens of the world are not going to pay attention, nor should he, are not going to pay attention to these fools with the NCAA and their alleged commission. But think about this now, Bri. And I want you to listen or think about this. If that kid would have been what he looked like he was after that first couple of games, we right now would be talking about a team capable of at least getting to the semifinals. It would have been a completely different conversation. But you know what? In a weird way. But see, I'm a guy that likes a good story, okay? And I'm just going to speak for me. I'm pretty damn excited about this year. Because this head coach, and this is the thing I wrote today over at tclub.team. Orange Throat wrote a really interesting lay it out there piece about, hey, Tennessee's in a spot, and Josh Heupel's an interesting coach because you can look at him and draw one of two conclusions. You can say, hey, I'm afraid he's losing altitude. Or you can say, hey, this guy every year, no matter what he has, puts a pretty damn good product on the field. Now, both of those things could be, somewhat accurate. And we've kind of gone round and round this offseason. Now that we're here, though, I'm saying to myself, okay, this is just me, and I want to go around the room here. I'm pretty intrigued by this. Now, it might be a total, complete disaster. That's possible. That in that modern college football game, that is very possible. Even the most optimistic of you listening, if you're the most you'd have to say, you know what? You're right. This modern college football thing, because unless you have elite talent, the rest of the college football thing, you can be 9-3 or 6-6. And it can happen, especially when you're in a league like this. It can happen just like that to you. So, what do you think, Bri? I'm pretty damn excited about this year. All this unknown stuff has got me kind of jacked up to see this.
I think Heupel's proven that 7-5 is about his floor. And with their schedule, they should win 7 games if they can roll out of bed properly. So I don't see it becoming a disaster. Now, a 7-5 record might equal what you think is a disaster. But I'd have to say my excitement level is probably in the 8 range.
Back to the phones we go.
Which is tempered, which I always try to temper it because I don't want to let myself down and get let down later.
Bino, I'm not even talking about win total. I'm just talking about the sense of anticipation for the season. I just think seeing them try to put the wheels on this thing with this kid that just walked in here in May, I just find this really intriguing. Now, it might totally blow up. It might be a total disaster. But how about if they pull this thing out of the fire? Do you see what I'm saying, Bino? I find myself very, very, very invested in this.
Yeah, that's what I said off the top, Tony. I don't know what to expect out of this year. Probably more so than at any time since year one. We got a lot of talented young guys who haven't proven it on the field. Can they prove it on the field? And I think this is a team that should get better as the season goes along. And 3 of our 4 toughest games are in the second half of the schedule, so which helps as well.
Sometimes you add a guy and you're better. Bino, your Yankees, that McMahon guy, you don't win yesterday's game if you don't make that trade in the midst of that series with the Phillies. We sweep you if you don't make that trade.
That's probably right, Tony. Yeah, there's no question. Some guys come in and they're the right fit and they make a difference. We'll see if McMahon's that guy, but they're definitely better off with him than without him.
Right away. Now, who knows? And this is the thing with this guy. We need Joey Aguilar, and he's going to be the quarterback. Now, the media's going to pretend that Coach Conmar is going to complain, going to pretend. If you think for 1 second one of those other guys is going to walk out there as a starting quarterback, the only way that happens is if this kid is an unmitigated disaster. And I'm tell you what, I was talking with Mike Huguenin about this over the weekend, and I've thought about it again. I cannot believe Deshaun Foster did that. Crapped on that kid after what they did to that kid. If I was that kid's father, mother, aunt, or uncle, because they're from that area, I would drive to his office and say, hey, man, do you want to fight? Like I asked my dog. I go, hey, Lulu, you want to fight? You want to fight? And then my dog likes to box. But you want to fight? I mean, that would urinate me off to no end. It's bad enough what you did to my kid. He's got the incentive to prove him wrong. This football team does not want Nico to win. Don't underestimate the power of that. It's so powerful that one of their superstar players has gone off the reservation. And I'm telling you, several of those guys don't want the head coach to let him back on. It's pretty powerful. Let's go to the phones. Your excitement level for the season, as we have a thunderstorm breaking out here in No. I'll tell you what, we went a little long in that segment. To my calls, I want you to stay right there because you're going to lead off the week. And how you begin the week is how the week is going to go. I just want you to know that. How you begin the week is how this week is going to go. As we continue with more on the other side, it's the Monday edition. It's the Tony Basilio Show. Brian Hartman's here. Bino Jeff Henderson's here. Check us out over at tclub.team. Also, like and subscribe over at YouTube on our new YouTube channel. And we've got some more fresh content coming for you this week, including Matt Dixon's going to lay one down. And then I've got something I'm going to lay down as well. And if I hear something later on today as we jump off on the Boo Carter situation, I'll jump right on there. The Boo Carter situation as it currently stands, as I said off the top, I'm going to tell you about it right after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
Only 3 homestands remaining to see your Knoxville Smokies play this season. And next week is full of celebrations, starting with free hot dog night on Tuesday. All the hot dogs you can eat all night long. And if you're still hungry, we've got all you can eat Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers. Then on Friday, we honor one of the founding members of the Negro Southern League, the Knoxville Giants. On Saturday, we're continuing the fight against breast cancer by painting the park pink. And on Sunday is Cocoa Melon Day. Grab your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Summer is officially here, and the last thing you want during sweltering heat is a broken air conditioner or HVAC system. That means it's more important than ever to keep you and your family comfortable and safe when extreme Tennessee temperatures arrive. Don't ignore the warning signs that your AC is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need emergency HVAC repairs, routine preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month, get up to a $1,000 discount when you buy and install a new air conditioner or HVAC system. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards, so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Are you stuck in a dead-end job or ready for a new challenge? Do you feel like it's time to try a new career? Well, it's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. My friends at TLD Logistics have some really exciting opportunities for you to learn a new skill. With a new 5-acre driving academy that's now under new leadership with all new course material. And the best part, it's absolutely free. What a great deal to set you on the road to higher pay. And TLD Logistics even offers weekly stipends to offset food and gas expenses. In 6 weeks' time, you could complete this course and be in compliance with FMCSA regulations. Then you're ready for the open road of opportunity. What are you waiting for? It's time to change lanes with TLD Logistics. Visit tldlogistics.com. That's tldlogistics.com. TLD Logistics.
A lime is not always just a lime. You see, some limes are lucky. For when a lime joins the salted rim of a crisp, refreshing Tres Dos Equis, that lime is no longer a mere lime, but a wedge of renowned Mexican limón. Muchas gracias, limón. And also, de nada. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama Zizi approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and Zizi.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. Tony B back with you. It's a Monday, 865-200-5402. It's a stormy Monday here in East Tennessee. And, wow, we're on the air doing our thing. Want to hear from you. All lines are currently jammed. Let's go to the phones, and we'll get our first call in at 865-200-5402. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello, y'all. This is William.
Hey, William, what a great call to start. My guy that's going to set the pace for us, our pace setter today.
Thank you, Tony. So, you're a Smokies fan, right?
Well, here's a question for you, William. When you think about this excitement level for this season, okay, from a scale of 1 to 10, what are you?
I'll say an 8.
Okay. And then when you think about, William, the Nico deal, has it made your excitement level or your interest higher in this season that Nico left?
Overall, I did think that Nico was a pretty mid quarterback, so I believe that's what brought it up to an 8.
How about that, Bino? Nico leaving. Because if he was a great player and he would have left, it would have really felt like a kick in the jewelry. I just did not. Hey, Beanstar, after that Oklahoma game, I just didn't see a guy. It's kind of like you said earlier. I just didn't see a guy that was even worth fighting for. He looked like a replacement level quarterback to me.
Well, I obviously he's got a high ceiling, but I think most Tennessee fans, based on the way that he performed, basically were saying good riddance. Not that they wouldn't like to have him here playing. Have we upgraded with Joey Aguilar? Probably not. Now, he may be a better fit, but still, I don't think anyone was just up in arms. They weren't going to burn any couches, with him leaving like they did Lane Kiffin.
So anything else for us from my young friend in Georgia?
So I might not call tomorrow because I'm getting a haircut.
Nice.
And
well, are you going with a fade? Are you going with a high and tight? Are you going with the kid and play look back in the day? Are you going with kind of a skizzle? What are you going for? Are you going to get like an arrow shape in the side of your head?
I believe you read my mind, Tony, because I'm getting a fade.
See that, Bino? That young man's going to wear him a fade. He's going to go back to school and wear him a fade.
And also,
Beautiful.
I'm going to the Lookouts game against the Smokies tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Wow, that's cool. How far is the Lookout Stadium from where you live?
Not that far. When I did live in East Ridge, it really wasn't that far because downtown Chattanooga was very close to where we lived. But it's still pretty close.
I know East Ridge well. That's a nice area down there in Chattanooga. Chattanooga's a beautiful place. It's the place that gave me my lovely wife.
Oh, really?
I'll forever be grateful to Chattanooga. Yep, she's a graduate of Chattanooga Central, one of the Purple Pounders.
Another thing about Chattanooga Central, I didn't know what their mascot was until my dad looked it up.
Yep. And I'm telling the truth, aren't I? I'm not lying, am I?
No.
Well, you're my man. You have a Dwight Gooden, William. Let's go back to our phones at 865-200-5402. Let's get our next spot in. Get our next call in. That right there could be the Copper Card Call of the Hour, as you heard that engagement on the phone line. I'm going to take that call, Bino, right there. It sounds like we overheated a line. We're so hot right now. So their excitement level's a 12. And the Nico deal has definitely energized that caller so much that it blew him right off the line. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Rusty.
Hey, Rusty. Welcome in.
Thanks, man. Hope you guys are having a good Monday morning.
What's your excitement level, Rusty?
It's through the roof because I love an unknown.
I agree.
I think the floor is 8 for this team. I think you had the great Phil Steele on, and he said he had Tennessee ranked as the 10th best team in the country with Iamaleava.
Yep.
As a quarterback. And I get it. The hype, the returning guy, most of the people outside of Knoxville didn't see, the national media didn't see all the missed opportunities that he had last year. All the open guys running deep and the ball landing 6 yards in front of them. So their thought is just, hey, he's a returning guy. He was a 5-star. He'll carry the roster. And like Bino said, did we upgrade? Probably not. Did we get a guy that throws with more touch on a deep ball and would have hit probably of the 14 Nico missed? The new guy probably would have hit 10 of those in stride. So I don't know that Heupel's offense needs a big armed superstar athlete. It needs a guy who can move around a little bit, can escape and go get you 6 yards and then slide and throw to the wide open guys running, because Heupel's offense designs guys running wide open.
You know what's interesting about you saying that? We're in an era where everybody chases that elite 5-star, very expensive quarterback, but we're also in an era where, despite what people think, these schools don't have unlimited funds. Wouldn't they almost be better off finding a McKenzie Milton, some of those other guys he had at Central Florida, and quit worrying about these damn 5-star guys for this offense and spend your money on receivers, right?
See, I think the two positions under Heupel that you don't need to recruit that hard is receiver and quarterback. I don't think the offense requires a superstar talented receiver or superstar talented quarterback. I think there's going to be guys open no matter how special they are. I mean, none of the guys that Heupel's ever had at receiver have been NFL guys, really. I mean, still, the guys that we loved on the 22 team, neither one of them have done anything in the NFL. I think you go crazy on offensive linemen, running back, and all defense. I think that's where you put your money into the most.
Bino, what do you think of that point? Because the fans, and I get it, every fan wants they want this Brandon kid. Everybody wants that kid. Everybody, and I get it. And I'm not saying I throw that out or I throw that back. But Rusty's point is pretty well taken, which is this guy's had success. You don't need that upper level 5-star guy. You just don't.
Yeah, it's just a really interesting point, Tony. And now that basically you're having to budget for your roster, which is something that I never thought I would see in college football. It becomes even a bigger point of emphasis now that you get the right guy at the right cost at the quarterback position.
Yeah. Tony, I think skill set to Heupel's offense, which is be a great deep ball thrower with accuracy, number one. And I mean, Dylan Gabriel, McKenzie Milton, these guys that weren't highly recruited by anybody, but threw with such great touch, those are the guys that were so super successful. The one, Tony, I wanted to disagree with you, though. It wouldn't be one of my calls if I didn't. You were talking about the portal had the previous quarterback not left Tennessee, and all the guys that it might have brought in. I don't think it would, because I don't think he's a guy that if anybody would have in the portal would have came to campus and visited, I don't think they would have bought into him, because again, we've talked about it. He doesn't have gravitas. He's not a leader.
That's interesting. That's I guess the thing I was trying to say though is if he would have been as dynamic as he looked in that bowl game and then early on last season. Because I don't know where that dynamic stuff went, but it went. But if he would have been that guy, my thought is, even as flatlining as he is,
yeah,
you still
Tight.
would have been able to get guys to play with him. But you might be right. He might be such a flatliner that it might have been hard to pull, to pull people in.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've talked about him not seeing the field and all those other things. It's simply not hitting those deep throws. His numbers were mid last year, as we've all talked about. But if he just hits half of the wide open ones he threw, his numbers look astronomically better. And we would have all thought he was Hendon Hooker. But he missed them like so many. It's crazy. And I don't think we're going to miss him with this kid. Bill Conley, who said Josh Heupel's the second best head coach in America based on what he's done with the rosters he's had, also said this is going to be Tennessee's best defense under Josh Heupel and worst offense. But again, all this is based on 7 or 8 new starters on offense and going with an unknown at quarterback, or a guy that hasn't been in this offense very long at quarterback. But the fact that we were pretty good on defense last year and he thinks this defense is better, that puts my number up around 8.
It's fun, man. It's gonna be real, and I stand with you on the, and I appreciate the call. Always some great stuff from Rusty. Yeah. Before we go back to our phones, there's a report out today, and Matt sent me a text earlier, kind of speculating. There's some chatter, but somebody's going on the record here. This is not. I just want to say this is not one of these guys. What's the guy's name at ESPN, Bri? Help me out. The Adam Schefter of college football now, that they feed all the stories to. The guy that came from the New York Times. What's his name?
Oh, Pete Thamel.
Pete Thamel. Pete Thamel's not reporting this. A bunch of guys that would know, the Chris Lowe's of the world, are not reporting this. Something called College Transfer Portal, and you can take this for what it's worth. Deion Sanders is having a press conference today, and he's going to have a press conference, and the thing I hear is he's going to have his doctors with him. Now, we knew about that dating back to last week. He writes the following: sources tell me that Coach Deion Sanders will step away from coaching the University of Colorado football team due to health-related reasons. Now, Deion Sanders has been fighting a malady where I know has had a toe taken off, and he's got circulatory issues of some kind, and I don't know what it relates to. I don't pretend to know, but that doesn't sound good when that sort of thing is going on. So prayers up to Deion Sanders. I don't know whether that's true or not. I don't know whether my initial inclination when I heard he was having a press conference with his doctors was he was going to have, because he's been in Texas all summer. My initial inclination was to believe that he would bring his doctors up there and they would say, hey, this guy's got a clean bill of health now that we've had to do a few more things to him, and he's good to go for this season, and he's good to go for a while here at Colorado, and he's all in. But who knows? So just thought I'd share that. And let's go back to our phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome to our next call. You're on the air.
Tony, Billy with Grade A Grounds. How's it going?
Hey, Billy. How we doing, my man?
I'm good. I've got some football stuff, but I've got some news too to maybe put some pep in everybody's step this Monday.
Talk to me.
I'll finish off with that, but man, I'm so excited. I agree with Rusty. The floor has got to be 8. I think Heupel has showed us that, especially last year. Coaching, he completely changed the offense based on what he had, but he heavily relied on the defense to win games. And we're also talking about maybe having a better defense this year. I mean, it's going to be great.
So on a 1 to 10 scale, where are you?
I'm easily at an
level.
8.
All right.
I'm easily at an 8 because of what we have coming back on the defensive side, not to mention several of the transfer portal ads. I mean, I haven't heard you guys talk too much about him, but Colton Hood, the corner transfer from Colorado, he's going to be putting some jobs in jeopardy. I know we're still waiting on McCoy to come back and Ricky Gibson and all these questions about Boo Carter, but Colton Hood, based on what I've seen and read, he kind of has this same uptick as McCoy might have had last year. I mean, we can be pretty lethal. For the most part, the only person we really lost was Jason Jenkins, which I think he just saw the writing on the wall with our depth on the D-line is crazy. And just the excitement of the unknown, like I think Rusty and maybe someone else has already mentioned, just that unknown. I think our wide receivers are going to surprise us. I try to give Heupel maybe a little bit of credit. If he felt like they really needed to add someone, he probably would have. But I don't know. I'm excited. It's going to be good.
Has the Nico walking out the door made your excitement level or your interest level increase?
Walking out the door, yes, just because of the question mark at QB. Maybe it has, but I was reading a couple of articles last week when he was starting to make some comments, and I thought about calling in. I didn't have time, but I genuinely felt bad for the kid. Felt bad for him because I felt like I could read some tone into what he was saying, and it just sounded like he did not even want to be where he's at right now. But no, I mean, I've kind of moved on with that. Definitely just maybe the question mark, the unknown of what Joey football is going to bring, especially game one. That would probably be my answer.
You know, the thing is that this Aguilar guy has added a totally new dimension. The fact that basically we traded quarterbacks, UCLA basically cut their guy to take our guy. Sometimes in the NFL, when that happens, it's like, be careful what you wish for. I mean, I'm sure if we thought about it, it's not unprecedented for teams to make a trade and the guy that's not supposed to be that good coming back to a team, like say they're salary dumping somebody, they find a diamond in the rough. I mean, that could happen here because it happens. It happens in sports.
Well, Rusty, I think hit the nail on the head when he's talking about we just need a quarterback who can do a few things, and hitting on the wide receivers too. We don't need, a Ryan Williams, even though that would be nice. But I think he's putting the pieces together, and I do trust Heupel. I mean, we're looking at, what was it? I can't remember if Sparks mentioned it a few weeks ago, or the gentleman that you had on that does all of the tape on all the teams. I can't think of his name, but somebody had mentioned that this roster that we have right now is the highest blue chip rating in the Heupel era. I mean, let's just say Joey football does pan out and he's able to check down, maybe hit a couple of those deep balls that Rusty had mentioned. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited. The schedule's favorable. The home games and the away games seem to be pretty favorable. Just hopefully the new gray uniform doesn't cause too much trouble on that game.
Anything else for us on the way out here? You of grade A grounds, my friend.
Yeah, so Tony, your listeners are really making a difference, and I'm so thankful and so blessed for that. So what I've decided to do this week for your listeners only, or if they decide to share this with their friends and family, 50% off your first purchase when you go to gradeagrounds.com and buy any coffee off of the website. You can support a fundraiser that's maybe local to you in the Knoxville area, or you can just choose one to support, or you can just buy our coffee direct without the fundraiser and use promo code TONY, TONY for 50% off. I had a phone call this morning from a gentleman from Texas who I sent some coffee to last week. He was supporting a fundraiser, and he called me to tell me how great the coffee was. And I told him how much that meant to me and how that actually kind of changed the trajectory of my day. And so I wanted to do this for your listeners today to try to change that trajectory if anyone is needing just maybe a little pick-me-up today. Great tasting coffee, great causes, 50% off. Use promo code Tony.
You're the man, brother. Thank you.
Yeah,
and he's fired up. He's fired up, focused, prepared. And if you drink some of that grade A grounds in several different flavors, or not, but if you try their coffee, it will fire you. It'll put some lead in your pencil now. Come back on the other side. Hour 2 will commence. We're breaking it down scientifically. Upon the continuance, what's your excitement level for the upcoming season from 1 to 10? Has Nico, Nerfball, I'm gonna leave you. Nick is running my tribe. Has his departure, the nation of 3,000, as they say in the trade, has the Nico deal made your excitement level or your interest level in this thing higher now that we're here? Hiya, 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 hiya. As we continue with more right after this.
Hey, Tony B listeners, I'm Billy from Grade A Grounds, a UT grad bringing Knoxville a better way to raise money. We roast premium coffee fully branded for your team or cause. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% to local needs. Let's win on and off the field. Visit gradeagrounds.com to start your winning fundraiser today.
Living Vol fan, we're on the countdown to kickoff, and that means you need to make sure you are game ready. Head to Alumni Hall to get this season's Tennessee sideline apparel. Nike, Columbia, Peter Millar, and more. Shop top brands for the entire family. Hats, Yeti, tailgating gear, and so much more. If it's for the Tennessee fan, Alumni Hall has it. Spend $150 and get $10 in Hall cash rewards. Shop at alumnihall.com. Download their app or shop any of their locations in Knoxville, Murfreesboro, or the Tri-Cities. Alumni Hall, the ultimate shopping destination for Vol fans.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our tryouts last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Attention Vol fans, are you tired of complicated, clunky fleet technology that makes your job harder? Say goodbye to frustration and hello to Connexial, your hometown partner in logistics. It's time to rev up your operations with next level fleet management from Connexial. Connexial is here to keep your business on track with technology that works as hard as you do. Our game-changing ELD gives you more than just hours of service. With AI-powered dash cameras and real-time asset tracking, you'll have eyes on the road, cargo, and your fleet from anywhere, anytime. And the best part, our friendly US-based customer support team is just one phone call away. No more long wait times or frustrating tech talk. Just real people with real solutions. With Connexial, you get a professional team you can trust and easy-to-use products that keep you on the road. What do you say, Tony?
I'm ready. Make the smart move and call Connexial today.
865-888-6920. Learn more at Connexial.com. That's Konexial.com. Drive life with Connexial and go Vols.
Basilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair. And they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms. And I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
Yeehaw! Some people say betting online is still the wild, wild west. But with the VIP Play app, you're riding with the best. VIP Play app is hotter than a $2 pistol packed with flair. Live hosts and features finer than a frog hair. Send your old betting problems out of town with a slap. You'll be betting sharp as a tack on the VIP Play app.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789.
Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
WJBE, 1040 AM, 99.7 FM.
Translator W259AB.
Powell, Knoxville.
And we welcome you back. Hour number 2. My name's Tony Basilio. Lovely Laura's running the board today. Bino's in the house. Brian Hartman's in the house. We've been discussing the fact that tonight there's a mandatory meeting. Here's where the Boo Carter situation sits. Internally at Tennessee, it's just unknown. It's just unknown. It's just unknown. Is that kid going to show up tonight? Because if he shows up, he understands this too. Because he's asked over the weekend, I want to be a part of this. But he's been told, you're not going to come in here like, having the full rights of the rest of these players. You're going to have to earn your way back into this thing. I'm reporting that there are a couple of coaches on his side of the ball that don't think this is the best idea in the world. And I've expressed that to the head coach. We know there are several players as well, a few of whom are a part of that, what they call the council over there, that don't think this is a good idea. I've always held to, in the Southeastern Conference, you kicking a kid off a team that can play like that is something I've got to see to believe. Because those of you that run businesses, let me ask you something. Does your star salesperson get away with things that maybe somebody that doesn't produce like that gets away with? You know what the answer is, right? Yes. They get to go out and play a little more golf. They get to miss a meeting every once in a while. All this quote-unquote mandatory stuff for the rest of the team. Hey, that star salesperson who just has a knack for knocking it down in whatever field we're talking about, that person's going to get away with it. Let's go to the phones. We go back to our busy phones today. Hello and welcome into our next call. You are on our Monday edition. Hi.
What do you say, Connor?
Hey, Philly, welcome in.
How you and Yankee B-Star doing?
We're doing good, Phil. Hope you are.
Hey, Bino's Yankees were very successful against my Phillies. They got 1 out of 3.
Well, guys, y'all can just forget it. I mean, the Dodgers are going to win it again. So, I mean, I don't know what's all the boot and horror about it. And the Braves suck now.
How unbelievably good is this Ohtani guy, y'all? How unbelievable. If he played on the East Coast, he'd be one of the biggest stars in America.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tony, what's your question?
So, Philly, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your excitement level for the upcoming football season?
About a 7.
All right. Has Nico walking out the door made you more excited for the upcoming year, or has it at least increased your interest level?
Well, it has increased my interest level because I'll be watching UCLA games, and we'll be seeing if the guy we got from UCLA is any good at all.
You know, Bino, I haven't thought about that, but we have 2 football teams to watch this year. Because Philly's exactly right. Our fan base, the numbers out of here, they're going to get huge numbers in the Tennessee footprint. In the state of Tennessee, UCLA Beanstar is going to get huge numbers.
Yeah, I don't believe there's any way around that. There's going to be quite a bit of hate watching going on when Nico plays. I hate that for him. I'm not sure as a kid he deserves that. But you know, that's what's going to happen.
Did y'all see that Friday when Nico spoke and said the reason he went back to UCLA was the family? Well, he had no family here. They don't make no dang sense.
Philly, I was laughing with one of my contacts at Tennessee who said, Tony, picture a practice going on and like 15 of those kids over there on the side throwing the football around. He said it was like a circus. Because listen, when you bent over to get this kid, you gave him the keys to the castle. I hope they learned from that. Like Rusty was saying, we don't need that here. I don't think you ever need, and I'm not sure Josh Heupel needs that high-priced 5-star quarterback. The guys he did it with at Central Florida were nice players, but it's the system. It's the system, it's the system, it's the system. And let me tell you this. If this guy here comes out, and let's say Rusty's right. Let's say this guy hits most of those long passes that Nico couldn't make. Let's say it's that simple, okay? All of a sudden, your receivers look better. All of a sudden, 2 of the 4 quarterbacks that have been successful in your offense here were guys that just fell into your lap. Hendon Hooker and this guy. And then the 2 guys that you wanted, because he wanted Joe Milton because he saw him at Central Florida. That was the guy they went and got because he was a Florida kid that he recruited down there when the kid ended up at Michigan. And then the second one was Nico. Phil, when I watched Nico last year, he does not fit what we want to do. That kid doesn't run with the football. He has zero interest in running with the ball.
No, he looks like an I formation type quarterback.
Sure he does. And I think he's got a decent chance to be okay out there at UCLA. I don't think they have enough around him, but they're going to run more pro-style stuff, which I think will help him. I don't know that they have enough offensive line for him to be successful. People are saying, what are you, hedging your bets on Nico? No, I'm not hedging my bets on anybody. I'm just saying he's got more of a chance to succeed in that offense than he does in our offense. Bino, am I trying to have it both ways here when I say that?
No. I mean, I could see him going out there and possibly being a better fit there with what they're trying to do. And I'll tell you, Tony, my opinion of a player has never changed more than it did on Nico. Because right up until Oklahoma, I thought he was the answer. I didn't think there was any doubt he was the answer.
Bino, I thought we had a guy that everybody else in college football wanted. And listen, totally fooled me. Because going into the season, at this time last year, people were describing him to me. He knows all the playbook. He's been incredible. His work ethic is insane. He's been a great leader. He's going to look like Michael Vick. He walks out there early in the year, and that's exactly what he looked like in that NC State game. It was like, oh my gosh, look at the windows this guy's throwing the ball in. They get in that Oklahoma game, and that's how the SEC can turn you inside out. Even though Oklahoma's a new SEC team, but still that's a high-level team. They turned him inside out, Philly, that night. Those 2 quarterbacks were brutal in that game, Philadelphia.
Yeah. Are y'all concerned that Heupel's having problem? Can't coach these problem childs. I mean, he had Jeremy Banks, even though he didn't bring him in here. He was a problem child. Yep. And I guess Nico and Boo Carter are problem childs.
Well, Phil, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, when you win, all that stuff goes away. This season, if you lose and you end up 6-6, people are going to point their finger at Josh Heupel, whether that's fair or not. The guy makes, $9 or $10 million, and that's the way it's going to go. That's why, inevitably, I think they're going to figure out a way if that kid really if that kid shows up tonight, they're going to figure out a way to keep him on the team. But you are right about that, Phil. This is 2 situations that somehow they've managed to get in this spot with. They've got to figure out a way to not have this happen in the future. And I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't look good. I agree with that.
One more thing, guys. I think the 3 games Tennessee has to win to have a good season are Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Mississippi State away. If you win those 3 games, then you've got to have a chance to have an excellent season.
I agree with that. How about you guys?
I don't think there's any doubt that Oklahoma is an extremely important game. And the strange thing is it doesn't happen until November the 1st. So there's a lot that has to happen to get there. But, yeah, Phil has you can't go on the road and lose to Mississippi State and have it anywhere close to the season you want to have. And you can't let that Arkansas team come in and beat you and have anywhere close to the season you want to have. So, yeah, I would say those are, if you look at the first 7 games or so, bang, those are the most important.
All right, guys, I love you. See you.
See you, Phil.
See you, Philadelphia.
865-200-5402. Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Sam in Nashville.
Hey, Sam, welcome in.
Yeah, my excitement's probably a 9.
Okay.
I was going to say 10, but maybe I'll be more realistic and say 9.
Yeah, that's fine.
I travel a lot for work.
Yep.
And if I'm anywhere near a UCLA game when they play a Midwest team,
yep,
I'm showing up in a Peyton Manning jersey, an orange cowboy hat, and I'm going to sit close to UCLA people and enjoy me a game.
And heckle around a little bit, huh? I mean, look, I had a friend of mine tell me the other day, he said, why won't you, me, talking to me, let the Nico thing go? I said, don't you understand that, like, as a Christian person, I'm told not to hate, okay? But as a sports fan, I can hate all day long. Hating is one of my favorite things to do in sports. I'm what you call a hater. And so why wouldn't I cheer against this guy who left us? I don't want to see this guy succeed. People say, well, he's like a kid. I mean, what are you kidding me? The guy not only left, but he left after on the eve of your spring game. You going to cheer for that guy? I mean, what are you kidding? This is sports, man. I mean, so I love Sam. And by the way, your entry will run tomorrow in the blog. You really do excellent stuff. Welcome aboard. But I got to tell you this. I don't know about in your friend group, but I'm going to admit openly here, and I might do a show on this. I'm rooting against the guy. I'm sorry. It makes me a bad person. Let it be. And if I were you and I traveled like you do for your deal and you got in one of those games, man, I'd sit there and have all the orange on. I'd sit behind the bench and yell at him.
With an orange lei on as well. Going all out. So
Cowboy hat and the lei. Cowboy hat and
right.
the lei. Bino,
so for the listeners,
I gotta ask.
My thing.
Yeah, I gotta ask Bino one thing. Bino, are you surprised by the tact I'm taking, having gotten to know me down through the years?
It's really pretty stunning, Tone, that would be the way that you would approach this to me.
I'm very petty about this. I'm sorry. I didn't do it.
So, so what Tony's mentioning to the listeners, that what I wrote on was the Tennessee running attack over the Heupel era. Mm-hmm. And the basis of it is 2 things can be true. You can celebrate what Sampson did and also be optimistic that the running game will be fine based on the last 4 years of statistical evidence. And I would also argue that it's probably not a good thing to have a running back with 258 carries in a year, 101 more than any other running back had previous to Deion Sanders, because it ran him into the ground by the end of the year. In my opinion.
What do you think, Bino? I do think developing a couple of guys, developing a stable this year, I think is a very important component here. What do you guys think, Bino and Bry?
Yeah, Tony, I think that's the way it has to be, because I don't think I don't think that you have a back at the level that Sampson was, but I do think that you've got three guys that together could be a really productive running back core.
Yeah, I agree. And one of probably the craziest one I got out of my research was last year Sampson had 22 touchdowns, which equated to 1 touchdown every 12 carries. And Jabari Small in 2022 had the exact same stat, 1 touchdown per 12 carries. That one actually surprised me. Yeah.
What? Say that again?
So last year, Sampson had 258 carries, 22 touchdowns. It equates to about 1 touchdown every 12 carries.
Mm-hmm.
Jabari Small in 2022 had 13 touchdowns on 147 carries.
Wow.
Which also equates to roughly 12.
How good was that offense, guys, that year? That's what we're talking about.
And that ties into everything. The callers today have been spot on with what they're bringing up of how much offense was left on the field. I rewatched the Alabama game this weekend, drive by drive. I conservatively counted 25 points left on the field by drops or overthrows. What are we talking about last year if we beat Alabama 49-17?
We really ought to bring Nico back and name an overpass over after him. You know, Beanstar, look, I know we're being very selective here, and I know we're all like, you Tennessee fans are the worst because when he was here, he's a great thing. I mean, we were all saying in the moment last year, hey, we were wrong. Like, I remember saying that on the air. Hey, I apologized on the air during football season last year and said I'll never do that again from hype I hear in camp. I'm never going to let anybody spin me till I see you play on a field. Like somebody earlier, I think it was Billy Grade A Grounds, was talking about one of the DBs we got out of the portal. And to him, I would say, and to anybody listening, I hope you're right, man. I hope that kid from Colorado is a great player. I won't believe it till I see it with my own eyes. Now, we're going to share things that we hear from camp with you from different sources, but I'm just going to learn to temper all that till we see it, especially in this era, because every season is so different. But that research on that offense and the way that offense works, it really cooks when you're hitting those deep balls. Because if you don't hit those deep balls, and I don't care whether it's two high safeties, 3 high safeties, you're still going to get looks down the field, but you've got to connect on. You've got to hit your fair share of them. The kid last year, for whatever reason, Watson Brown said he held the ball too long, and that's why balls were getting knocked away. It's pretty interesting. It really is.
And that's why I said conservatively 25 points, because the missed deep balls would have set them up in field goal range. I didn't even give them a touchdown for those drives.
Wow.
That's what's so wild. You just have to hit half of them, and you're scoring 20 more points in a game. But the last thing I'll bring up is I don't think we need an elite quarterback with a cannon for an arm, but I would argue that having an elite running back that can run the ball like a Bryce Young type, that creates such a problem when you're trying to guard against a guy that can throw a deep ball with touch and can also scramble on you and get 15 at any point. That's a nightmare for defenses.
I think that's the most interesting thing in the world about this offense is, look, the book's out on the wide receivers and who knows how, the kid they're battling LSU for, and they've had a couple nice kids in this class they have. But, the pros are saying, hey, this offense does not prepare you for what? Okay, fine, whatever. Running backs, however, in this offense, I can't imagine what a great back would look like in Josh Heupel's offense. And no offense to the kid last year. He's a nice player, and he might stick on an NFL roster. but I'm talking about a great running back. There's no telling, because the way you're schemed to first contact's a linebacker a lot of times. So, hey, listen, great call, and I'm going to run your stuff tomorrow, and please keep it coming, because we really enjoy the content from you and your thoughts. You're an excellent caller as well. So thank you, and safe travels.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, thank you, brother. As we get ready to go back to our phones at 865-200, 865-200-5402 is my number if you want to get in the hunt and in the mix with us. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, it's Nathan in Andersonville.
Hey, Nathan, welcome in.
Hey, I'm kind of with the last caller. I'm more of a 9-win guy. I'm having a hard time seeing us win 10 ball games.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your excitement level, Nathan?
It's a low 8, like an 8, but barely.
Good. That's higher than you probably thought it would have been back in the spring. Does Nico leaving make you more interested in this season? Do you find it more interesting?
Yes, but I'm actually I was never high on Nico after last year. After we got about halfway through the season, I was at that Alabama game and just saw how he just looked inept at times, and I was like, this kid just ain't got it. If you ain't got it by halfway through the season, you're not going to get it.
Well, Bino, that's one of the things you talked about with Aguilar, is the Georgia game notwithstanding, you get a decent run-up to the schedule here where this kid gets an opportunity to grow into the season if he can get the hang of it.
Yeah, basically the entire roster, Tony, gets an opportunity here to where they if they come together by midseason, they could have a more special year than many of us think they have an opportunity to have.
Yep. It's all going to hinge on, see, there's so many unknowns in the sport, and the way power ratings are done, they're constantly reevaluating in college football in the modern era and point spreads. But right now, Tennessee's like a 13.5 point favorite against that Syracuse bunch. Cannot lose that game. You've got to look very good offensively. Put some points on the board, get an easy win, and get some momentum going into your next bye game. And then you give yourself a fighting chance against Georgia. The crowd comes into the stadium on your side, and who knows from there.
Well, and that's one thing I'm thinking, Tony. I look and I have a hard time imagining that a quarterback like Joey Aguilar, who's got multiple years of Division I football under his belt, coming in and being Heupel's worst quarterback for the third year in a row. At the time, Joe Milton was his worst quarterback by the numbers, and then it was Nico. And for it to happen again, I mean, you'd be approaching Gitmo numbers. And I just don't see that happening with a guy with his experience.
Boy, that's a really good question, Bino. Will this kid put up better numbers than Nico did? That would be a great show topic.
Well, here's
that's
the thing,
a really
Tony.
interesting thought, man.
If he does that, who's to say you don't win 10 games again? I mean, we did it with Nico. You there?
Yeah, you're right. That's the big question, and here's where I find myself with him. I try my very best to cheer kind of at an equal level for anybody that pulls on the orange over there. But there's certain situations and certain guys that I'm just pulling for harder than I do anybody else, and I'm going to be pulling for Joey Aguilar like it's the rare occasion when a walk-on just all of a sudden is in a position to make a key contribute at a high level. So yeah, I hope we see exactly what you're talking about.
Right. Well, and I don't want to get too woolly on you guys. I know it's not Wednesday, but like you said, Tony, if by some miracle you are able to pull off an upset against Georgia, I think if this team can win 10 games, it can win 11.
If
this guy can't reach that threshold, you know?
If this guy wins 10 games with this team, I'm going to walk right down there and I'm going to commission a statue. I'm going to pay for it myself.
Hey, I'll be with you. I don't think they will.
We could build one that's a life-size Saban statue, one that sits about 3'6". That won't be as expensive. Thank you, Nathan. I'm a simpleton. Yeah, good talking to you. I know I'm a simpleton, but back to the phones we go. I'll tell you what. Laura's telling me let's get a brief timeout in here, and we come back. It is your Monday. Question for you is 1 to 10. Where are you? We're having the teams gathering tonight. And Nico doing Nico things, okay? Nico, I'm always going to leave you, okay? Has that augmented your excitement level? Has it increased your interest? We continue with more on the other side right after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Since 2001, High Branch Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has been the trusted and preferred name for over 70,000 Knoxville locals. Looking for expert plumbing services and HVAC services, including repairs, replacements, or maintenance. Voted best plumber in Knoxville and one of Knoxville's best HVAC companies 7 years in a row. High Branch is a fully licensed mechanical contractor and committed to excellence and craftsmanship, so you can trust our certified experts to go above and beyond to meet your plumbing and HVAC needs, no matter what problem arises. We also make it easy with transparent pricing, free on-site estimates for replacements, and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards, so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call High Branch at 865-264-8090 or book online at highbranch.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-5600. 4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it. It's a budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here reminding you that when you want to sell your extra tickets to the game, you don't want to give your life away online with all your personal information just because you want to sell a few extra tickets. Clark Moore at Select Ticket Service will gladly buy your extra game tickets and your extra parking passes. And the best part? Clarky Boy pays cash. 865-919-1016. 865-919-1016. Clarky Boy pays cash at Select Ticket Service. Clarky Boy pays cash. Tony B here with the great Zakai Ziegler for Advent.
Hey, whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B. Tony B back with you as we welcome you back. Bino, your thoughts on today's show thus far and the caller's response?
Yeah, I think it's been good, Tony. And there's even with the ragged and what term to use for it, exhausting events post spring practice. Once it gets close, people's excitement level is just naturally going to be there.
Just
because it's Tennessee football.
That's a great game. It's a great sport. These morons have tried to murder college football, and they can't kill it. Just like, there's a report on TV I just saw on ESPN. Bryce Harper apparently cussed out Rob Manfred because they're getting ready to head for another work stoppage. Things are going to get ugly between those players and the owners. And, it's like baseball goes through all that, but when they get on the field, I mean, when I went to spring training this year, it makes you feel like a 9-year-old kid to those of us that love that sport. And, I mean, they can't kill it. These people have tried to kill college football. Think about it. They've tried to absolutely destroy it. And my new term for it is major college sports. You would say, well, they're professional sports. No, they're unprofessional sports. They are professional, but they do it in a very unprofessional way. There's so much about it that's just wrong. But they can't kill it, Bino, and our fans are showing you that today. We're not going to let Nico win. We're not going to let him. Now, look, we were really down in the spring when this happened, and it kind of sucked the life out of the room, but that's not who we are here. We don't fold here. That's not who we are as a people here.
No, Tony, it's always once game time gets close, always forgotten. Always has been, always will be.
No question. Let's go back to the phones. It's like a friend of mine told me one time. He said, you can make fun of my family. Don't make fun of the Vols. I was walking around on campus. I was a young kid with my Randall Cunningham jersey on. And he said to me, Tennessee football, it's like a family member to me. Don't make fun of the Vols. Let's go back to the phones. And we'll get our next call in. Hello and welcome. You're on our Monday edition.
Hey, what's up, Tony? Joshy boy.
Wings, what's up, my man?
That guy should have said, you shouldn't make fun of my family either, because family matters as well. I know your team matters, but family matters also.
I agree with that.
Yeah. What was the question you had today, the question of the day, Tom?
1 to 10, what's your excitement level right now with that mandatory meeting tonight and the season almost here?
I'm going to go with an 8. I'm excited about this season, even though it may not be a playoff year this year, but I think we're going to go 8-4, 9-3.
Has Nico's leaving made you more or less excited about the upcoming year?
More excited since he left.
Why?
Because I think this Aguilar guy, I think he's going to prove people wrong. And I think he's going to be very fun to watch this season. I think Josh Heupel is going to do what he does with every quarterback he's coached. I think he's going to limit the interceptions. And I think you're going to see the numbers better with Aguilar than Nico had last season.
I'll tell you what, if that happens, I mean, it'd be a hell of a coaching job.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. But, you know, right now, I'm putting your Yankees out of the playoffs after losing 2 out of 3 to the Phillies this week.
Well, Josh, they've just played poor baseball for more than a month, 6 weeks or so. So that's hard for me to argue. They're right on the cusp. And with Judge out for a short period of time here, they've rarely played well without him. So I won't argue that very much. I think that the Yankees will make the playoffs, but I wouldn't be at all stunned if they didn't.
And Tony, I think I've told you before, I think this team can be 5-1 going into the Bama game. I think I said that like a month ago or so.
I hope you're right. You know, this.
Yeah, I do too.
This is a bunch that anything's possible this year,
Right.
and the sport is so volatile now, and you're really seeing it here. Obviously, we're seeing it with 2 flashpoint things that have kind of bubbled up behind the scenes, but on all these teams now, when you get the disparity of what that guy over there is getting paid, but some of these kids aren't getting paid at all on these teams, or making next to nothing. And then this guy over here is making like $2 million. I mean, how do you keep harmony in a locker room when that's going on? It seems nearly impossible.
Yeah. What time is that meeting supposed to be held today?
It's tonight.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, so we'll know. You'll know something tonight.
Gotcha. And if it does happen, what curse does Tennessee have a chance of pulling this year? And then the Georgia curse, Alabama curse, or Florida curse?
What do you got, Bri? What curse is going to end?
I think the Florida curse has the best chance of ending.
How about you, Bino? How about you, Bino? What curse is ending, Bino?
I don't know that Tennessee will be ready at this time of the season. But I think Georgia early is going to be more vulnerable than we've seen under Kirby Smart in a number of years, because they've got a very, very young, inexperienced football team.
Yeah,
they don't have a Florida or Bama curse. They just have a curse of winning there. They beat them here.
And the truth about Georgia is Georgia's not a curse. Georgia's just had a much better football team. So.
Oh yeah,
you know, it is what it is.
Oh yeah. Do you think if we beat Georgia this year at home, do you think the fans would do the same thing after they beat Alabama? Do you think they storm the field if that happens this season?
Bino, if you beat Georgia, fans storm the field?
Yes. If this team beats Georgia, I expect the fans to be on the field. Yes.
And you know what's funny is people will say, well, the fans shouldn't do that. The fans shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, let the fans live.
Let the fans have fun.
Exactly. Yeah. If the kids want to run on the field, let them run on the field. My gosh.
Hey, Bino, I got a question for you out the door, all right? It should be a simple answer, but, Bino, what do you think is worse? Nico overthrowing wide receivers at Tennessee this past season, or do you think Gleyber Torres striking out every time when he played for the Yankees? See you.
Oh! Hey, Bino, by the way, that Yankee team, you warned me about this. Defensively, they played like a major college baseball team defensively. The ball goes up in the air with their outfield, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, Tony, they've been horrendous defensively. Period. And there's just no way around it. Hopefully, McMahon fixes quite a bit of that. But they've been a horrendous defense, even with guys who had formerly been really good defenders like Goldschmidt. It's caught up with him here through this stretch. So
Tennessee
they've been hard to watch.
Tennessee gets a commitment today from right down there in the territory of Richard Murfreesboro, as Oakland High School's own Joel Wyatt just committed to Tennessee. He's 6'4", 195, class of 2026. And Tennessee beats Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Auburn for his services, a top 100 player in the class, and a 4-star player. 247's got him ranked 94. And then by the composite, he's a composite 4-star player. And he's actually a national 48th player. I'm sorry, number 48 nationally on the composite. So excellent pickup for the Vols as we go back to our phones at 865-200-5402. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my friends and compatriots doing today?
Hey, W. Lynn, welcome in.
Well, for me, Tony, today is Motivated Monday. I'm motivated and fired up, and in
there you go.
Memory of our angel Roger and my angel I've learned some stuff from, Ben Bird. My excitement level is a 10.
Right on, brother.
And I'm still saying we go 4-1, get to an open date, go 3-1, get to an open date. We're 7-2 going into New Mexico State. We control our own destiny.
No way that New Mexico State game's a loss. No way.
No way what?
No way we lose New Mexico State, because that's you and I both know. You and I both know that's our tailgate with the kids of Amachi. We ain't losing that game.
And I don't think that's unreasonable. The Syracuse game's very important.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if the final's something like 27-13. I mean, I'm just not sure. I think we're going to win.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen, man. They could. That Syracuse certainly could beat the Vols. I mean, who knows? Maybe this Angeli guy comes in there and rips us apart. I mean, you never know in these deals.
But I'm so excited for the unknown, and Nico and his entourage are gone, and I just wonder if UCLA put in their budget for their training table meals like 15 to 20 people of his entourage eating, and their bookstore where they go get their swag. You know, they probably go in the bookstore, 15 or 20 of them. Might be one customer in there.
Hey, Bino, in our world economy right now with the shipping and all this, do you know what are the rates on pineapple, Bino?
The rates on pineapple.
I mean, have they gone up, down? Because they're going to consume a lot there. Are you a pineapple eater, Bino?
Eat a little pineapple, Tony. No, not my favorite, not my least favorite.
Yeah, it's not my jam. Pineapple's not my jam.
But think about it, Tony. You know, when they go in a store to get UCLA gear, it's going to be like Jim Lindsay coming to Mayberry, the guitar man. Everything's put it on my tab. Put it on my tab. You know who's picking up that tab? It ain't the entourage of Nico.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, like I was kind of like, we knew where Nico's apartment was, and when they moved out, the day after they moved out, we drove by it, and I'm kind of like a rummage sale guy. I was thinking about rummaging around in their trash and seeing how much Tennessee stuff was left behind. Bino, what do you think of that? I just didn't want to get caught doing it because there were cameras everywhere.
I know what you mean, but
I wanted to see, did he leave some Tennessee gear in there? Did he throw all that out? The playbooks, you know, any other good stuff in there.
And back to our schedule, I was looking at Mississippi State. Why in the world Arizona State's playing at Mississippi State, I have no idea. But if they get by that game, they'll be undefeated when they play us, probably.
Uh-oh.
And that is a danger pothole game, whatever you want to call it.
Anytime you get on the field in this league, it's a danger game. Anytime you go on the road in this league, you could lose a game, no doubt.
But I'm with Brian. Of the three games that we ought to end some kind of curse, I think it should be Florida because they should be pretty banged up by the time we play them.
Yep.
They would be playing the equivalent of some walk-ons, which we don't have anymore. But man, I'd like to beat that curse against Georgia. I mean, I'll be fired up that week. I don't care what the records are or anything. We need to start winning that game in Neyland. We've broken a lot of barriers by taking ownership of our home field, and Georgia's one we hadn't broken through yet.
Yeah, that Georgia series has been under the coach we have here now. It's been look, they've been beating everybody. But like Matt Dixon says, we're just schematically, we just don't fit with them right now. Maybe one day we do. Maybe it happens this year. Maybe it's too early. Maybe they've lost too many people to the NFL over the last couple of years. Maybe their new quarterback doesn't play well. Maybe you get him at the right time of the year this year. But W. Lynn, thank you. It's an excellent phone call. W. Lynn brought it to the table today. If you want to get in the mix and in the hunt with us, 865-200-5402. Let me tell you about my friends at VIP Play. I was talking to the great Will Heflin. He says, Tony, we're finna cross the diamond with the pearl with football season right around the corner. And you can go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus right now. Make your first bet of $5 or more. You get $100 back in bonus bets instantly. The promo code's TN Tony. It's all you need to know, TN Tony. And remember, the lines for all 12 Tennessee Vol football games have been released for the upcoming year. A couple of those games W. Lynn was talking about have interesting numbers next to them, but they were the first sports book in the state of Tennessee to begin accepting wagers on all look-ahead lines, just like they have for the Titans as well. And you're going to deal with an app here that is utterly first-class, first-rate, user-friendly, live always, 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options. If you have a bet in mind, they can take care of you and create it for you as long as it's a compliant bet or event in the state of Tennessee, because everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP Play. And if you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over, located in Tennessee to place a bet. And let's go back to the phones. On a day where, I'll tell you how great our audience is, the great Jennifer Morris, who, Jennifer, I need to call you later, texted me and told me that she's going to take Grade A Grounds Billy up on over there at his offer of 50% off today. The promo code is Tony. She said, I'm gonna try that, Tony. She said, he fired me up today. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Bino.
Richard. Hey, Richard. Welcome in, buddy.
Oh, man. Wonderful. Good show. Good show last week. So, hadn't had a chance to call in and talk anything about, I guess, all the things going on. But to answer your question, or the question you asked, as always, you know me, Tony, going into football season, it's a 10 all the way. It don't matter what roster we're returning or what's going on. It's Tennessee football, and it doesn't get any better. So I always got to have that excitement, enthusiasm regardless.
How about Nico leaving?
Nico leaving. It's unfortunate. The one thing I never really talked about after all this, the most disappointing thing, Tony, to me, and I think for most, was the fact that Tennessee, from the school system itself to legislators, everybody went to bat for that kid and that family to protect him from the NCAA, who was trying to huff and puff and blow his house down. And for him and that family to do what they did after all that Tennessee had done for them showed me that family has no moral character whatsoever. And that's just my opinion.
Oh, put that in your pipe of papaya and smoke it.
Tony, you don't do it. I mean, again, you go back to everything that Tennessee did for that family.
Yes.
And that's how you repay them. Horrible.
It's unbelievable, Andy. It really is. And when you put it that way, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 17 or 18 months ago that the NCAA was coming a calling. They were going to make an example out of Tennessee. They went to a circuit court in Greenville, and the judge ruled in Tennessee's favor, and that scraped. That kept the NCAA at bay. And you're right. You're exactly right. And those people apparently were negotiating with other teams or were calling around the other teams in the league, and as they call this now, shopping their kid around. That's the new term for this, Richard. That's a very unfortunate thing that goes on.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's always been irreprehensible what they did, what that whole family did. And I know the dad's the ringleader because I understand that culture.
The kid has no choice. Yeah, the kid has no choice.
And the morality of that individual to do what he did just blows. So I'll tell you real quick, my daughter all the way up through that whole time, works for, the outlet there, selling all the UT clothes and Alumni Hall. So she calls me up when she's at work, Tony, and they're like, well, they're giving all the Nico stuff away, all his stuff, and they just want to get it out of the stores. They're not trying to sell it, not going to send it to a third world country. So he's like, what do you want me to do? I got all these T-shirts. I said, well, honey, you know me and my shop towels. Bring all those T-shirts home. They'll be in my garage because I always need T-shirts to wipe off gas and oil and dirt and grime. So they'll make great shirts for my garage.
It's
perfect.
The whole thing is just so. Well, Richard, thank you for the call. The whole thing is just so unbelievably hard to understand how we've gotten here. I've got to jump off today because, I just got to jump off today. Bino, Jeff, or Bry, anything else you guys care to add in the final 30 seconds?
Yeah, real quick, Tony. I was thinking as we went through the show and we talked about Syracuse, I think this is going to be the second year in a row where my highest level of angst as a fan will be watching the opener. Because last year it was NC State, this year it's Syracuse, and both of those years, I just felt like that's a game we had to win in order to reach the level that we hope we can reach.
You all have been incredible. Bry, great job today. I want to thank every great, excellent, fantastic caller today. Every wonderful, terrific, valued listener. no matter when you hear this. Check out our blog at tclub.team. Subscribe to us and help us continue to grow over at YouTube. Tony Basilio Show. Accept no substitutes. We love you. God bless. And G to the B to the O. And thank you, Laura.
WJBE 1040 AM 99.7 FM.
Translator W259AB.
Powell, Knoxville.
You found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you